Hello, my very dear Sagittarians. This is your reading for the week of July 7th, or whenever you hear it and it resonates, and of course it will not be for every Sagittarian. Friends, when I started doing this work, all of a sudden, for you today, all of a sudden I felt like I just wanted to take a big deep breath and let myself float on water. And that was that feeling of just completely letting yourself be supported by something that was smooth, that was soothing, that was cradling you. And that's what I feel Spirit wants to do for you right now, is cradle you and remind you that you have the support from Spirit, because it feels like some of you have been really experiencing quite a bit of stress. More than stress, though, fatigue, emotional fatigue, but also physical fatigue, because it's been wearing physically. The emotional stress has been wearing physically, and the things that you've been having to do have been tiring you because they're associated with an anxious situation. Now, as soon as I felt that, I said, okay, what would be the spirit animal totem that would be helpful? And I got red cardinal. Now, I don't know all of these things until I look them up. So I got the impression to ask for a spirit animal, and then this came. So when I looked at the red cardinal, one of the things that it speaks about is the importance of grounding, of having a lot of energy, which is appropriate, obviously, for a Sagittarian. As your fire sign, as you are a fire sign, but it's also, I think, really appropriate because it feels as though you've been expending a lot of energy, and that the grounding aspect is super important for you. It also makes sense that I see you in water, because water is very grounding. So the other thing that's important, and this is very important, is that the cardinal often stands as a messenger from loved ones who've already passed over. And I feel that this is part of what Spirit has been wanting to communicate to you, is to know that you have help from Spirit. It's not just an abstract concept, that you actually have Spirit who is working not just to help you with this situation, but to help everybody who's in this situation. And not just Spirit, not just guides, but spirits that have passed over, loved ones who've passed over, okay? Loved ones, friends who have passed over before you. And keep in mind, please, that the people who have passed over aren't necessarily going to be operating with the same awareness or consciousness that they were when they were on the earth plane. Hopefully they have grown and expanded in consciousness. But for whatever reason, what you're being told is they are helping within this situation, whatever the situation is. And it may just be a general period of time that is stressful for you right now. But if it is a specific situation, please know what Spirit is saying is that they are also helping the other people involved. Okay? Now, the cards that you get, it makes perfect sense too. I pulled the cards after all of this came in. The card that you get is worry. Okay, that is the card. You're being asked to realize that why do we believe that worrying about something actually helps? Worry, sometimes hidden behind rationalizing or overanalysis, is only another face of fear. It locks our nervous system into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response, flooding us with adrenaline. A worried state prevents access to higher and deeper thoughts, creative inspiration, or connection to deeper emotion. Answers come once the nervous system relaxes and the mind clears. It's in these moments that the creative, intuitive mind communicates solutions from behind the realm of fear-based desperation and logical deduction. So, probably didn't need to read all of that to you. Could have encapsulated it by saying worry doesn't help in this particular situation. That what they're saying to you is, if you can just take brief periods of time where you really can just imagine all of the stress, all of the fear, all of the fear of the future wash off you. And you can use this as a visualization. What they're saying is, if you can get into water, that's wonderful. If you can float, that's brilliant. And maybe it's only in a bath. If you're in a shower, you can imagine that you are letting all of the stress wash off you. But it's got to be a willingness to let go of it, realizing that it's not helping you. That in doing that and having the willingness to let go of the fear, the anxiety, the fatigue, that you will be helped in that, because now it is a request. Okay, it's a willingness and it's a request to let go of it, knowing that it's not helping you and it's not helping anyone else. You get the gratitude card, and this card I find often comes up when people are being asked to really tune into a higher frequency, and it really is a beautiful antidote to worry. So energetically, psychologically, it's a great antidote to worry. So you're being asked to, especially when you get caught up in the fatigue and the anxiety and the fear, stop and be aware of what you are grateful for. And it doesn't have to be within the context of the situation. It can be something completely different. It might even just be a beautiful memory that you're grateful for. But allow yourself to really get into that energy of gratitude, appreciation, wonderment even. When I say wonderment, I'm looking at a tree and the blue sky and the beautiful weather, and it's like, my God, nature is spectacular. I am so grateful to experience the beauty of that wonderment, of, whatever that is for you. Now, you're also being told, in terms of water, some of you have been in positions in your life where you felt from an early age like you were the one to keep it all together. And that a lot of times when you might have wanted to cry, you didn't. And then sometimes you really, really, really did cry. But if you haven't and you need to, please let it happen. And if you have, but you're still feeling like you need to cry, please cry with the intention of it being a release. Okay? You're not plummeting into whatever the emotion is that's motivating the crying. You're allowing it to be a release of whatever it is. Your body is so powerfully connected to your imagination. So when you start crying and you have the intention of it being a release, an energetic release, that really supports the body in letting go psychologically and energetically of whatever that frequency of emotion is that's causing that. And often it will give you insights into it too. But this is not about work right now. This is about whatever you need to do to nourish yourself. And to remember, when you're looking at things, when you're worried, it's typically about something in the future. And so what you're also being asked to do is look at everything fresh. Do your very best every day to let go of whatever happened the day before and start every day fresh. One of the ways to do that, they're reminding me, is to start with an affirmation of some kind that is relevant to you, a statement of intention for the day, and invoking the help of loved ones in spirit and your guides and the angels to be with you for that day and to clear the path for miracles. Okay? That's a really powerful way to start your day. That's a really powerful way to leave the energy behind. And again, that's an intention. I'm starting fresh. Of course, it's not necessarily going to be completely gone from your mind. Of course, it can't be. But what you can do is you can remember when that happens, to when you find yourself getting caught up in it again, to set the intention that you're going to just start fresh in that moment. Okay? Keep choosing to look at things in a new way, in a fresh way, and leave the past behind. Okay? Just literally, you can imagine it falling off you. Now, the other thing that I feel is important there's a part of me that doesn't want to let you go. And I think that's another message from Spirit, is that you are not being let go. You are being held through this. You are being held. But what's important is for you to remember and to realize that you are, and give yourself time to feel that, to get in touch with that. Okay? To allow some effervescence in your life to help you through. And to, again, realize that worrying is not going to help. I know that's so easy to say, but remember, worry is an emotion and it's an energy, and it isn't helping your nervous system. What you can do, and what Spirit is suggesting here, is to set yourself, I want to say set yourself a clock, but it's not necessarily a clock. Set yourself anchor points so that you can remember. Your intention is to let go of the worry. Your intention is to begin every day fresh instead of carrying that old energy with you. And to do whatever you can do. So when I said start your day with an affirmation, I feel like the card Structured Free Flow that I just pulled now after saying that is a good indication that that's a perfect way to start. And remember that you're not powerless. You're not powerless. You have the ability to lean into grace. You have the ability to focus on good things, positive things. You have the ability to say, I'd like this day to start new, and I would like help with this, please. Okay? Spirit is there with you. If you can't, thank you very much. If you can't get to water, if you're not comfortable in water, if you can't float, water right now is very good for you. So you might want to look at things like videos of oceans. I love watching surfing videos, but they can be a little anxious making sometimes. But you know, there are ocean scenes that you can put on that have calming music. Watch it as well. It might be watching marine life in the ocean. It might be watching waves. It might be tuning into a live feed about a lake or some area on the ocean. But something that gets you into a quality of connection with the energy of water would be really good for you. So if you don't have access to, well, if you're watching this, you have access to a computer. But if you don't have access to a computer at the time that you want to do it, visualize it. Because your body is very, very receptive to your imagination. Okay? And it will help. I leave you with that, my dear Sagittarians. Take care.